Hey, my fellow Homesteaders. So today, like I promised, I want to go over with how I put on the weed block and also the metal wire meshing and fencing on these raised garden beds. So let's go over that and follow along. It's going to be a fairly long video, but I'm going to try to fast forward through a lot of it because this takes a good probably hours worth of work. So what you're going to see in this video is me stapling into with one of the staple guns the weed block, and then on the bottom of that weed block, or the bottom of, or over the weed block should I say, we're going to put over the wire metal meshing. So bear with me, and this is going to be a journey. What I like to do is I like to do the corners, at least on the top, or the side should I say, and then I'll fasten up the entire top and then the sides, and then we will do the bottom. So let me get this last staple in, and then we will continue to move forward. All right, well, that is one side done and the top is done. So let's do the other side and then the bottom. All right, y'all, that is it. So the mesh is all stapled on the entire bottom of this planter box. Now what I'm doing is, I'm not keeping tight staples though. I'm leaving them spaced out about 6 to 8 inches all along the thing. Some areas that felt like I needed maybe 4 inches or so. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the wire mesh on top. The reason why I left gaps and spacing like this is the wire meshing needs to go down and tighter than really the block here. So that's why you want to leave a lot of space, so that way you can put in a lot of staples for that wire mesh. All right, I got to go off screen for a little while. I got to go get the wire mesh. We're going to put it on. We'll fast forward through this a little bit to make this quicker and more compiled. So give me a second and I will be back. Hey, fellow Homesteaders, so I'm back. So what I did real quick while I was grabbing the wire mesh, I went ahead and cut off the extra excess of the weed block. That way you guys don't have to wash that part. Just get a straight blade or really a box cutter and just cut it right down the side, about the same size as the wood, and that's about it for that. So now I got the fencing. The wire fencing is a little larger, and this is done on purpose because everything comes out a little bit different sizing, obviously. So this said it was a 2-foot wire fence. Well, it's about an inch too big on each side, which is absolutely fine for a raised garden bed. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to go ahead and take this wire mesh, and we're going to be using the staples at each mesh here. So as you can see right here, the staple will go here, one here, one here, one here, all the way down the line on this entire raised wooden box or garden box. So let's get started. I'll fast forward through this once the video is done. That way not everyone has to spend like 10 minutes watching me do staples. So anyways, let's do this. I love the staple gun, guys. In the bottom of my links, I will post what tools I use so you guys can purchase them. This staple gun's amazing. It's just, it's so strong, holds them down. The staples I use are very broad and large staples, so I will share those with you as well. So in the bottom of all my videos, I'll put in what I used. I'll even put in what raised garden bed I bought here. That way you guys can buy the same exact equipment or tools if that's what you want. Alrighty, y'all, that's about it. This is all stapled down, so what I got to do next is I got to cut that wire mesh with some wire cutters. And then really this thing's about ready to be to put soil in and get the plants and all the plants planted. So in this one I'm going to be doing cucumbers on this side and jalapenos on this side. And guess what? Those are complementary plants. So keep in mind there's certain plants that benefit one another and keep pests away, which we will go over in future videos. And it's actually very interesting to hear about complementary plants as well as herbs. They're one of the biggest ones, which I'm going to be using basil with tomatoes, but we'll go over those details later. They do keep pests away and they're a great asset, complementary plant, to your bigger producing plants. Anyways, I'm gonna stop the video here and then start it back up. That way we can go to the next step. Alrighty, I'm back, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this wire mesh as I said before, and then we will move forward to finishing up this box. So let's do this. So here I got my wire cutters. We're gonna go ahead and cut the wires. Try to make it as least pokey as you can. Get it as close as you can to the actual mesh here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it right at the closest point. One. So that way, see how I'm cutting this flush. As flush as I can, really. What I'll do is I'll get an angle grinder later or Dremel and kind of smooth that out. It's not necessary that you have to do that. It's just an extra step and precaution I'm going to do. But anyways, we're going to go and cut through all these. There's 2, 3, that's 4, that's 5. That's it. That is all that took. This is done. And then what we got to do for the last step here, just make sure this is nice and secure. I'm going to grab my staple gun. We are going to go ahead and finish latching this one up to the side of the wood here. Alright, now that we have finished that part, that is done. So now we're going to flip this back over. So inside here, this is what it looks like. It is done. You see the mesh a little bit hanging over on each side, not by a whole lot, but it's there. This thing is completely done. Turned out very nice. So guys, that is it. This is it for a raised bed. At this point, this bed is done. We're ready to drop our soil in and put our plants in. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to this video. If you haven't yet already, please subscribe. I would love to have more subscribers. Anyways, guys, this is how I do it. You can do it any way you want. Maybe get thinner wire mesh, however you guys want. And if you do it a different way, please share with me. I'd love to hear it. But this is how I do it. Works out perfectly. Thank you, guys. God bless. This one's done, all done. So you gotta cut the wire mesh off and this one's complete.